Hello everybody, so we just got the official trailer for Thor, Love and Thunder, and today I'm going to react to it and get my thoughts on it. Let's go.
Kids, get your popcorn now. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to god bod. And after all that, he reclaimed his title as the one and only Thor. Oh, spoke too soon.
Jane? The old ex-girlfriend.
What's it been like? 3, 4 years?
8 years, 7 months and 6 days, give or take.
Am I sensing feelings?
Well, you're right.
The only ones who gods care about is themselves.
God Butcher.
So this is my vow.
All gods will die.
I just want to say that was very, very impressive what you did back there.
He's just my first bad guy.
You never forget your first.
You are not like the other gods of kill.
Because I have something worth fighting for.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick.
Oh, you flipped too hard, damn it!
Should we help him?
Then eventually, grape.
Alright, so that was a pretty good trailer. Oh man, yeah, so this one definitely gave us a little bit more of the plot of what's going on with this movie. Whereas the last one was kind of showing us the setup, having the big reveal at the end of Jane catching Mjolnir, introducing Jane as new Thor. And as expected, I was kind of expecting this trailer to kind of pick up where this trailer, where the previous one left off, with showing us more of, Jane Foster as Thor, and we definitely got that in this trailer. More interaction between them. I think it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic between Thor and Jane in this movie. Is it going to be like a romantic relationship, or is it going to be like he's her mentor teaching her how to be Thor? It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. It's going to be interesting to see how they explain Mjolnir coming back. I was wondering if they were going to show that in this trailer, but of course they didn't. They just show somehow Mjolnir was put back together and Jane got it, and she is worthy apparently, and she has become new Thor. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they explain Mjolnir's return, and how they explain how Jane becomes new Thor. So very excited to see how that all plays out in the movie. We get our first look at Gore the God Butcher. I think that's what he's called, Gore the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale. There was no hints at him in the previous trailer. So this one is our first look. Again, as I said, kind of giving us more of the plot of what's going to happen. Gore's going after all the gods, and then, somehow, I assume he's talking to Thor when he says, "You're different than the other gods I've went after." So there's something different about his quest against Thor. We see more of Valkyrie in this movie. We see some interaction between her and Jane in that, like, in the end there where I guess he's talking to Zeus, and then Zeus flicks off all of his clothes, apparently. And then we get the nice interaction between Valkyrie and Jane where they're just eating grapes watching it. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to see their interactions in this movie. It's also going to be fun seeing Korg, him explaining Thor's whole story at the beginning. That was hilarious. I'm wondering if they're going to, like, kind of have him as a bit of a narrator throughout the movie, or if it's just kind of for the trailer. It's kind of like just, it's going to be like the way it plays out in the movie is going to be different than the actual story. Like, you probably won't have the moment where he's like, oh, spoke too soon, in the actual movie. We might, though. I don't know, but to me, I want Korg explaining the entire. We need a conversation between Korg and Luis from the Ant-Man movies, sharing their, just them telling the story of the MCU. I think that would be hilarious. It's just a Disney Plus show of just those two narrating the MCU. I think that would just be hilarious. So yeah, can't wait to see more Korg in this movie. I don't think the Guardians of the Galaxy were even in this trailer. Maybe they were like in like some of the shots from the previous trailer, but we didn't really see the Guardians of the Galaxy here. So I guess kind of, the teaser trailer was more showing the setup of the movie, and because of that, the Guardians are in it a lot, because I'm assuming that the first, like, 15 minutes of this movie are going to be Thor with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then at probably, like, the 15-minute mark, 20-minute mark, he'll, like, leave them and then go off on his own journey, where the rest of the film will take place with Gore the God Butcher and Jane being new Thor. I think it's going to be really fun, this movie, and honestly, this movie, just these, like, the trailers we've gotten so far have just gotten me excited for this movie, whereas I think prior to the trailers, I was kind of like, okay, it's cool. It's going to be good. It's a Thor movie. Taika Waititi was great directing Thor Ragnarok, and he's coming back for this one, so I know it's going to be great. I love Thor Ragnarok, so it's like, yeah, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I was always excited for the movie, but, like, I think it was something where I was kind of like, okay, it's going to be cool. I'll enjoy it, but I think these trailers have really gotten me excited for this movie. Like, oh man, I can't wait for it. Surprisingly, I think my hype for this movie is more than for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So that's kind of weird that's how this is played out. I think like a few months ago, if you had asked me where was my hype levels for these two movies, I would have said, okay, definitely Multiverse of Madness is way above Thor: Love and Thunder in my excitement level. But in the past month, it is completely flipped, where not just because we've gotten Multiverse of Madness, but even like leading up to Multiverse of Madness and like the last few weeks leading up to that, I really was not as hyped as I had been. Whereas I think with this movie, I am really, really excited for it, and time will tell. We're still like over a month away from it, so my hype could decrease as we get closer to it, but I don't know. I'm really excited for this movie. I think it's going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see how they explain the return of Mjolnir and Jane being new Thor, and like kind of combining the first two movies with Thor Ragnarok, taking elements from the first two movies, bringing those into the new Thor style that we've gotten in Ragnarok, and I think this is going to end up being the best Thor movie. I honestly think so, because I think it's going to be the perfect blend of everything Thor, everything great about Thor in the MCU, everything great about the first two movies. You take out all of the bland stuff that wasn't really good. You take all of the pop that we got from Ragnarok with the comedy and the colors and everything there. You just bring it all together. I honestly think this is going to be the best Thor movie in the MCU. I think, yeah, I'm very excited for it. Definitely really enjoyed this trailer. I think it did a good job getting me hyped for this movie. Good job introducing the villain finally. And giving us more of the plot line, giving us more of showing Jane Foster as Thor. Very excited for this movie. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on the official trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. Please comment below yours, and remember to give this video a like, subscribing to the channel, and maybe check out some of my other videos. And with that said, that's a wrap.